सो आज हम इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज का जो सेक्शन 2 है टेस्ट का वो करेंगे। So, मुझे सब कुछ सेट करने हैं। चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं। Seafood dishes are cooked to perfection with an excellent combination of sauce and seasoning that enhance natural flavor. Seafood dishes are देखो इसमें रीअरेंजमेंट करनी है। आर कुक्ड टू परफेक्शन, चलो ये तो है, मतलब ए वाला तो होगा नहीं। अब सी बी और बी डी देखते हैं। विद एन के साथ एक्सीलेंट एनहांस भी हो सकता है, पर विद एन एनहांस कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ एक्सीलेंट कॉम्बिनेशन, ये ठीक है। अब बी और सी देखते हैं। कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ इसमें शायद नो अरेंजमेंट है। thousands and thousands of women were switchboard phones before direct dial operator were in use. Thousands and thousands of operators, thousands and thousands were switchboard before direct dial. Thousands were in use, phones were in use, women were in use. No, तो women तो होगा नहीं लास्ट में। phones were in use, operators were in use, operators नहीं, operators नहीं, thousands were in use, thousands और phone हो सकता है लास्ट में। तो अब देखते हैं बी और ए। बी और ए क्या करते थे, वुमेन एंड थाउजेंड्स ऑफ थाउजेंड्स, नहीं ये नहीं है। अब बी और डी करके देखते हैं। thousands and thousands of operators were switchboard phones before direct dial, women were in use, ये भी गलत हो गया। बी और सी करके देखते हैं। thousands and thousands of women were thousands of phones were switchboard women before, no, thousands and thousands of women were switchboard operators before direct, ये हो सकता है। वैसे इतना श्योर नहीं हूँ मैं, लेकिन फिर भी चलो देखते हैं। ही कंटिन्यू टू फ्रजाइल ओवर द इंसिडेंट, renewing our concerns over his nightmares mental well-being. He continued to have nightmares over the incident बी और डी के साथ रीअरेंजमेंट हो जाएगी। A long forgotten incident of British maritime history appears to be at anisma of this intriguing heart. A long forgotten बाद में देखते हैं. The article was a page 5. Hopefully, and filler will be forgotten in couple of days. The filler was a page 5. Hopefully, and article will be forgotten. नहीं, ये भी नहीं होगा. C and D. The article was a page 5. Hopefully, and forgotten. No. C D भी नहीं होगा. ठीक है, B और C होगा. नेक्स्ट, इसको बाद में करते हैं. several ministry have been together sources to increase energy. Several ministries होगा. A, one of my best friends are नहीं होगा, is होगा. We don't need our computer to be infinitely fast, just a whole lot faster than they are today. Computers to be infinitely fast, just a whole lot faster than they are today. चलो कर लेते हैं क्वेश्चन. once upon a time there was a dear little girl who was dashed by everyone, who was loved, most of all by her grandmother, and there there's nothing that she would not have given to the child. Nothing. Once he gave a little of red but which does her so well, which suits her so well that she will never wear anything else. Okay. So she was always called Little Red Riding Hood. One day her mother said to her, "Come, Little Red Riding Hood. Here is a piece of cake and a bottle of wine. Take them to your grandmother. She was ill and weak. And they will do her good." The mountain lions are also known as phrase may not connect to grammatically meaningful. Identify the correct option from these. Gives you the phone. ठीक है. Loans और also known as इसको बाद में करें यार. इसमें बताया गया a mind dominated by positive emotion, a board. was a favorable about for the state of mind known as faith. In 1802, having again taken up his abode in longer in London, he received permission from Napoleon to return to France. When he announced that he was the messenger of God bringing word of the true religion, he was ridiculed and labeled on abort. ये तो इन्होंने गड़बड़ कर दी. The film was so dynamite that I dozed off in middle of it. Carmel was a pure dynamite. She had the dynamite soft voice of country mom. Dishonor, a deep mutual dishonor and understanding developed between them. Dishonor और understanding ये कैसे हो सकता है? Stealing reflect dishonor on your family. ये ठीक है. One must dishonor one's present only be. ओके, अब इसको कर लेते हैं. पहले इसको देख लेते हैं. A long forgotten incident of British maritime history appears to be at the time of this intriguing heart. इसको रहने देते हैं. ठीक है. Severon is one of the renowned scientists produced by India. His full name was Chandrasekhara Venkataraman. For his pioneering work on scattering of light, C.V. Raman won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930. Chandrasekhara Venkataraman was born on November 7, 1888 in Tiruchinappalli, Tamil Nadu. He was the second child of Chandrasekhara Iyer and Parvati Amma. His father was a lecturer in mathematics and physics, so he had an academic atmosphere at home. He entered Presidency College Madras in 1902 and 1904, passed his BA examination, winning the first place and the gold medal in physics in 1907. C.V. Raman passed his MA, obtaining the highest distinction. During those times, there were not many opportunities for scientists in India. Therefore, Ramana joined the Indian Finance Department in 1907. After his office hours, he carried out his experimental research in the laboratory of the Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science at Calcutta. He carried out research in acoustics and optics. In 1970, Ramana was offered the position of Sir Tarkanath Pallit Professor of Physics at Calcutta University. He stayed there for next 15 years. During his tenure there, he received worldwide recognition for his work in optics and scattering of light. He was elected to the Royal Society of London in 1924, and the British made him a Knight of the British Empire in 1929. In 1930, Sir C.V. Raman was awarded Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on scattering of light. This discovery was later criticized as Raman effect. यहाँ पे मैंने पढ़ा था कहीं पे इस साल रमना को नोबेल प्राइज मिला था. When did Ramana win the Nobel Prize? In 1930. In which field Ramana won the Nobel Prize? For his work on scattering of light. Scattering of light physics था. ठीक है. According to the process, the word established means okay. इसको बाद में देखते हैं. इसमें तो नहीं तो कुछ. Where it conducted his experimental research. As Indian Association for Cultivation of Science at Calcutta. ठीक है. From where did Ramana completed his BA examination? यहाँ पे था कहीं पे BA examination. ठीक है. He entered Presidency College Madras in Presidency College. Okay. यहाँ पे क्या था? What were Raman's area of research? Acoustic and optics. ठीक है. ये दो थे. तो फर्स्ट एंड ऑल एक्सेप्ट थर्ड. ठीक है. ये हो गया. अभी ये था when did Raman receive the honor of knight in 1929. सेवन था. At his discovery on scattering of light, what was the discovery labeled as Raman effect? Which institute did Raman set up after his retirement? ये तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा ना. In 1934, C.V. Raman became the director of newly established Institute of Science in Bangalore, where 2 years later he continued as a professor of physics. ठीक है. Other investigation carried out by Ramana were his experimental and theoretical studies on the diffraction of light and acoustic waves of ultrasonic and hypersonic frequency. ठीक है. And those on effect produced by X-ray on infrared vibration in crystal exposed to ordinary light. In 1947, he was appointed as the first national professor by the government of independent India. He retired from the Indian Institute in 1948, and later he established the Raman Research Institute in Bangalore, where he worked till death. Sir C.V. Raman died on November 21, 1970. तो यहाँ पे था कौन सा इंडियन रमन रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट. रमन रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट. ठीक है. 14th का क्या था? अकॉर्डिंग टू द पैसेज द एस्टैब्लिश्ड मींस सेटअप ऑफ फर्म और परमानेंट टूल्ड और नो स्ट्रक्चर. His full name was for his scattering of light. being treated in inferior manner by the administration. ठीक है. 25th and 24th in a long forgotten incident of British maritime history. ए और डी को देखते हैं पहले. ए और डी को. लॉन्ग हार्ट इंसिडेंट ऑफ ब्रिटिश फॉरगॉटन ये भी निकालता है. ठीक है. ए और डी नहीं, उसका बी और डी देखते हैं. लॉन्ग फॉरगॉटन इंसिडेंट ऑफ ब्रिटिश हार्ट हिस्ट्री appears to be in the office intruding maritime. ये भी कुछ लग नहीं रहा है. वैसे हो सकता है, लग नहीं रहा है मुझे. सी और डी along for instance maritime history appears to be at the heart. C and D may be. Okay. Mountains loins are also known as. In the following two columns are given three phrases. These phrases are labeled by ABC in the first column, PQR in the second column. A phrase from the first column may or may not connect with the phrase in the second column to make a grammatically and contextually meaningful sentence. Identify the correct option from those given below that gives the correct sequence in which one or more sentences can be formed. If none of the options make it possible or meaningful sentence to be formed, indicate none of these your answer. ए हो सकता है ए एंड पी, सी और आर. ए और क्यू नहीं है. बी आर. ठीक है. The council voted in the favor of new law ARQ CRP and advocacy used to perform calculations. CRR AQ CP AQ CP AP CR. Okay. He was quite favorably where देखते हैं अब रिजल्ट क्या रहा. एक लाख तो भी हमारा 5 में C is ill. मैंने क्या गलती थी. बाकी सभी ठीक था हमारा. आज नेट भी अच्छा नहीं था.